Hi everyone in English 2323, it's Dr. E and I'm here with your week 9 instructional video. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into our content area so we can see that weekly module. I had every intention of dressing up this week, but I couldn't find the wig associated with that outfit. So I'll tell you about that more later. Anyhow, it's a pretty straightforward week, thankfully. I feel like we are very much into a groove. Y'all are doing just so great with taking in each week at a time and getting your work in. So this week we're moving into a totally new era, right? So we've gone from the Romantic period, we went through a bit of the Victorian period, and we will spend the rest of the time in our semester on the 20th and 21st century. So we are into the much more contemporary stuff, which excites me. That's really where a lot of my own interest lies, my own studies, that kind of thing. So it's definitely I love all the literature we've covered so far, but now we're really getting into the stuff that I dig. So you're going to read that background chapter. Remember, these chapters take time. It is not something you should try to just rush through in one sitting. I think you should plan in some breaks, or say for the next 15 minutes I'm going to read, take a quick break, come back, or, set a goal of a number of pages before you take a quick break and come back to it. And when I say quick break, I don't mean go and watch, every single episode of an entire season of a show, right? Maybe you take a few minutes to scroll social media, or you play a game online. Just set a timer so that you come back to it, or just break it up, in the week. Say, I'm going to read this much each day, and give yourself plenty of time between. Anyhow, just suggestions. So you're watching what will appear here. We don't really have anything to review as of this point. And this week we're working with an optional discussion, which means you do not have to complete it. It will work towards bonus points, but in order to earn those bonus points, you really have to make sure that you're reading the prompt and the instructions, completely, and answering everything as thoroughly as possible. Okay. The final thing is the quiz, which is worth more this week than typically, just because it is so much based on the materials for this week, including the reading, this video. So I was going to dress up as Wednesday Addams. I was unable to do so because, again, the wig is somewhere in my house, and I'm looking around now like it's just going to appear out of nowhere. Yeah. So also the random word for this week's quiz is going to be patience, because if you are like me, I'm at the point in the semester where things just feel very fuzzy. My brain is almost like oatmeal. It's that consistency. It feels very sludgy. So some of you have reached out with questions to me, and I have said, please, can you explain your question, because my brain is just not computing. That's the time we're in the semester. We're at that point where it's past halfway, but we are on the precipice of looking into some of those, very high value grades, and that point in the semester, so things can get a little murky. So just hang in there, work with some patience, dig deep to find that patience, not only with me, but with the course, with everything going on in your life. So take care this week. Let me know what you need from me. We can always schedule a time to meet with me one-on-one during those student success hours by going into WebEx, right? Or you can always post in the Q&A discussion board, or reach out to me directly. All right, y'all, good luck and take care this week.